and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. And today I have a book haul of mass proportions coming to you. 18 books I've got here. I've entitled it my autumn book haul. It's basically books I've accumulated since the beginning of September, and now it's halfway through October. That's merely 6 weeks and I've got 18 books. It doesn't bode well, does it, for these poor little shelves? They're going to be bowing in the middle trying to fit them. That is 3 books a week. Well done, mathematician David over there. Mathematics with David. Just have your own little corner, mathematics corner. Doesn't have to have one. I'll start at the beginning of September and work my way through. So, and in August, I did a booktuber meetup. I talked about it and did I believe I did a booktuber meetup haul, which I will link down below. And whilst I was on that booktuber meetup, I saw The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now, you're saying, why wasn't this included in the haul? I didn't buy it then. I was saying about how much I wanted it, and Rachel from The Reader and the Right, whose channel I bloody love and I will link down below, she said she had it at home and she wasn't that bothered about it. Would I like it? I said yes. She sent it to me with a lovely little note in it. So I've got that, and I will get round to reading that at some point. The Night Circus is like everyone loves it. I read it many Christmases ago, and you know when you read books over Christmas, or like you're sort of go into it, read a chapter, oh no, someone else has turned up, oh now I've got to baste the turkey, oh no, I've got to open some presents. Didn't really ever fully get into it. Enjoyed it while I read it, but I really want to read it properly over some nice time, so we'll get round to reading that at some point. The next 3 books, speaking of Christmas, are books that I've bought for my December TBR. So I'll do a December TBR nearer the time. I'm gradually getting them in dribs and drabs so that I don't just go and spend like £300 on Christmas books. I wouldn't spend £300 on Christmas books. Mum, don't worry. The 3 I got though for my December TBR are Murder for Christmas by Frances Duncan, which I'll be reading in my book club at work. Christmas at Cold Comfort Farm by Stella Gibbons, who is the person who wrote Cold Comfort Farm, which I haven't read, but I've heard very good things about. I've heard it's a bit like I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Cold Comfort Farm is like that. So Christmas at Cold Comfort Farm sounds enjoyable. And then this cute little Carol Ann Duffy poetry book, Another Night Before Christmas. So that is gorgeous, and I'll be going into more of those when I get to my December TBR video. In September, David and I went to visit Canterbury. We live near Canterbury, and we went to see Sue Perkins do her book tour of her autobiography, aka her memoir, of her Spectacles. We went to a book tour of that at the theatre in Canterbury called the Marlow Theatre, and she read out passages from her book and did a Q&A, and it was just brilliant. She's just an amazing woman. I absolutely loved her, and she gave everybody a copy of the paperback version of Spectacles. I already had the hardback copy. I got it for Christmas last year and I read it earlier this year. Really liked it, and will be reading it again. I will not allow myself to reread the same book in the calendar year, so I'll be reading this in 2017 at some point. But David and I both have a paperback copy, and they're really nice. Yeah, very enjoyable. Then I got sent a couple of books from the lovely publishers, from Granta, who are of such I'm yet to read a crap book that Granta have published, so well done. 100% record so far, Granta, and they're always so nice and I don't know what that is, smooth, buttery. Anyway, blah. Granta sent me Paulina and Fran by Rachel B. Glazer. Paulina is sharp-tongued and fearsome. Fran is lovely and listless. Together they drift through their classes at art school, torment their fellow students, and nurture their shared dream of genius. But when their burgeoning friendship tips from intensity into enmity, our heroines find themselves divided from one another and set adrift in the increasingly disappointing world of adulthood. So yeah, really looking forward to getting around to that at some point. Then from Pam Macmillan, lovely Jean from who runs the Book Break channel, which I will link the link down below. That is an amazing channel. I love the Book Break channel, and Jean has just been doing a wonderful job on there. Well done, Jean. She sent me 2 books. She sent me The Forgetting Time by Sharon Guskin, which is told about a little boy who they think he he's remembering things from a previous life. Is how I got it, how I read it on the back. I'll read it to you. Noah is a little boy who knows things he shouldn't and remembers things he should have forgotten. Because as well as being a 4-year-old called Noah, he remembers being a 9-year-old called Tommy. He remembers his house, his family, his mother, and now he wants to go home. 2 boys, 2 mothers, one unforgettable story. So I will be, and I love the front cover of this. It's really, really pretty. And we're going to be reading this in online book club for November as a little spoiler if you are planning on joining in an online book club in November. She also sent me this. I absolutely love this. Great Britain in Colour, which is illustrated by Paul Farrell, and it is just lots of like abstract pieces of art to do with Great Britain. So for instance, this is the Hercules transporter. Morris dancing is this one here. Let's have a look what else we've got. Black Quilin Mountains, and it's just such a really good, I just love some of these. Look, that one's really good, isn't it, David? The long boats on the Avon Canal. Yeah. I just love it. I really, really love it, and I'm looking forward to just having this on the old table and just having a good old look for it. God, this pile's going to be stacking up high there. That's going to fall off soon.
You have to start on the floor.
I will start on the floor, so I will. I also met up with some other booktubers on the 1st of October. Myself, Mercedes from Mercy's Book of Musings, Kaitlin from Kitty G, Sam from Cold Tea and Crumbs, and Elena from Elena Reads Books, whose channels I will all link down below. We met up and did an amazing escape room. It was a Harry Potter themed escape room. It was incredible. I will go into more details about it in my favourites because I already know it's going to be in my favourites video for October because I absolutely loved it. But whenever booktubers meet up, we always chat on Voxer and we say, oh, I'm giving these books away. Does anyone want these? Does anyone want these? So I gathered 5 books from them on that visit. The first ones, these I'm not keeping. I'm going to give them to my goddaughter. But these are a series of children's picture books called Little People, Big Dreams, and they're books that are told. They're books about outstanding people. So these are 4 women that they're about. But they're just illustrated and produced so beautifully. So I've got Amelia Earhart, Coco Chanel, Maya Angelou, and Frida Kahlo. And my goddaughter loves books. Quite often she just goes and sits in her little tent and just reads her books by herself. But they're just illustrated beautifully. Like they're all done illustrated by different people. But they're just absolutely beautiful. And I just thought they were such a nice gift. And when Kaitlin said she was going to take them down the charity shop, I was like, no, let me have them, because I know somebody that I could. Molly would love these, so yeah, going to be passing those on. Really excited to give those to her. So those go up there. And then Elena said she was getting rid of Dan and Sam, which is a graphic novel by Mark Watson and Oliver Harrood. I've had my eye on this graphic novel for a while. I think I saw it on it might even have been on Elena's haul or once, and I was like, oh, I must get that. And it's about a couple who, unfortunately, the girl in the relationship dies, and she's allowed to go back and visit him for one day every year, so long as he doesn't move on from her, is how I gather it. And it's told so that when he's not with her, it's grey, and then when he's with her, the illustrations are done in colour. And that's also... I've read Jane the Fox and Me, which works a little bit like that, and I think it's a really powerful way of doing illustrations and telling a story. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I will get around to reading that this month, hopefully, because it shouldn't take me long. Then, whilst meeting up with those lovely booktubers, we obviously, as well as doing the escape room and eating lots of Mexican food in Oaxaca, we did a bit of a bookshop tour, and I ended up getting 4 books on that day. 5, but 1 was a gift. So 2 of the books I got in, I think it's called Any amount of books, or all of... Someone will remember what it's called. It's basically, it's just down from... It's just off the road of where Foyles is. Any amount of books, I think it might be called. And it has loads and loads of proof copies and brand new books. And just literally as you come in the door, there's always like this bookshelf there, which has just got all the proof copies and everything that you could want. And I bought Comet Seekers by Helen Sedgwick. So this is a proof copy, but it is already out. And I believe it's about, here we go. It's set in Ireland, which I always love. You know I love a book set in Ireland. So it's described as one day meets the time traveller's wife in a spellbinding magical debut novel about love, hope, history and heartbreak. So, yeah, looking forward to reading that. And then I also got The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. This is the brand new Vintage Classics edition. I couldn't believe it was in there. And the end papers are absolutely beautiful. They're keys with a little bit of a bloody key in there. And it's just short stories and terrifying tales of yeah, like retellings of fairy tales and things like that. I just think this is an absolutely beautiful book. Should just be out on display at all times. And also, as you know, I've been reading Daphne du Maurier this year, having not read any Daphne du Maurier. I've read Frenchman's Creek and Jamaica Inn. I've still got Rebecca to read, and I've bought them in the Virago Modern Classics versions because I adore them. And then we went into a lovely Waterstones actually, and I got 2 more. The House on the Strand, which is I think it's a bit sci-fi. It's a bit of a like time travelling one, and then The King's General, which is about a woman who meets on her 18th birthday. Honor Harris meets Sir Richard Grenville. He is proud, reckless and utterly captivating. They have a rare connection, and with her beauty and sharp wit she intrigues him too. But days before their wedding, tragedy strikes and Honor must reconcile herself to a life alone. 15 years later, war forces Honor to shelter with her sister at the Cornish estate of Menabilly. There she meets Richard, who has risen through the ranks to become a general in the King's army. With all of England in turmoil, Honor must draw on her courage to save Richard's life and defend her country. So yeah, 2 Richards. Really looking forward to reading this. Mercedes actually got this in Any Amount of Books, or whatever that bookshop is called that I can't remember the name of, last time we did a meet up, and was like, oh, I'm really pleased I got this. But guess what? I've got it now. So lovely, lovely. So that's that. And then the last book, when I got home, I had some bookish post, and I didn't even know this was coming. Just realised I've got a bit of a stain on my skirt. How disappointing. I didn't even know this was coming. I hadn't requested it, but I mean, I'm very excited. I do already own the hardback cover, but this paperback cover is beautiful. It's A Portable Shelter by Kirsty Logan. It's a series of short stories by Kirsty Logan, told there is a couple who are having a baby, and they vow to never tell their child any lies, I think. And so she tells her baby stories when she's in her tummy, and then her partner tells the baby stories when her partner is asleep. Yeah, it's just supposed to be really good. And I've got the hardback cover, which I absolutely adore, which is down there, but this is just as beautiful as well. So I will probably be doing a giveaway of this book at some point, because I've got the hardback cover already. So very kind of them to send it to me at Vintage. Thank you very much. So those are my 18 books. God, look at them all up there. I feel like they're going to fall down. I can't even get them because they will fall down. Those are my 18 books that I have accumulated in sort of like the first 6 weeks of autumn. Have you guys read any of these books? Have you guys looking forward to reading any of those books? What is your relationship with these books? And I will see you all again soon for another BookTube video.